Correct.
Okay,
Correct.
so we were talking during that process of teaching the tray, and so you can see really there's very little operator dependency. As long as you can locate the target device with the crosshair generator, it's
Right.
just press a button and WhisperTeach does it itself. So let's dig in a little bit more about WhisperTeach, Charlie.
Okay.
I heard a great explanation earlier from you, so why don't you share it with our audience?
Okay, so what WhisperTeach is? Well, we have trademarked this, and we believe that it is the future. So as devices get smaller and smaller, it becomes harder for a handler to automatically learn the Z coordinate, the Z height. So the way it's been done for years and years and years is that you've got the nozzle up here, you turn on the vacuum, and the nozzle drives down until it detects the device. What actually happens is that the device will jump up onto the vacuum nozzle with the suction. Now, large, heavy devices, they don't jump very high, but you don't know what the jump is. But the smaller devices can jump quite a distance. In fact, on smaller devices, I've seen them jump out of the pocket, flip upside down, or even land on the side of the pocket. It's very, very difficult to do that with vacuum on. So some people will turn the vacuum off and just drive it down by eye and try and get accurate, but that's still not very great. WhisperTeach solves that problem. And the way WhisperTeach works is that instead of turning on vacuum, we're going to turn on a low pressure, low flow of air that's coming out of the nozzle, not enough to disturb even the smallest device. We're going to go down and we're counting motor steps. We'll come down and we'll touch the device, and we'll know that we've touched it because we have a vacuum transducer that will change its voltage due to changes in vacuum. So even a minute change in voltage will be detected, and then the nozzle will come up and repeat that process. And if the number of motor steps is about the same as when it detects the device a second time, then it says that must be the surface of the device. At that point, WhisperTeach is over, nozzle goes up, then picks the device and spins 3 times for the auto measure to accurately find the X and Y coordinate.
Impressive. So 15 micron accuracy with our WhisperTeach.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
So,
And when WhisperTeach finishes, you know that the Z coordinate is absolutely accurate. It is where it touches the device.
and repeating, that's what was happening with the tray while you and I were just here conversing. There was no operator. In the past, what the operator would, because you've done this, right? Where your head is down,
I've had to do that, yes.
trying to observe what's happening.
Right.
And so, Scott, I'm going to hand it back to you for a minute, and you're going to show a video that gives customers a little bit more detail and perspective on what WhisperTeach is and how it works.
Yeah, so we did this a while back. What is WhisperTeach? Well, it's the solution to the critical Z height. It's kind of the holy grail of device programming, because getting into that pocket, especially with really, really small devices, is really difficult. So we've got a GoPro here that we've got a really close zoom in on. And let me slow that down, because the first thing was that's at normal speed. So this is at 4 times slow mode. So it takes about an 8-second clip and makes it about 30 seconds. So what you're seeing here is the nozzle coming down, creeping down on the device, and the device compared to a dime is really, really small. WhisperTeach recognizes it makes contact. It's now going to pick it, spin it, make a slight adjustment so that it's perfectly centered on the device, and that's the cyber doing its thing. And it does all that in less than 8 seconds. And again, without an operator needing to be in the middle of the machine trying to see down in that little hole.
Scott, I noticed in reviewing that video, we didn't have a perfect nozzle. You probably noticed back home there that there was a lot of run out, wobble, so to speak.
A little bit of wobble.
And our system didn't care. And that's the beauty of having the WhisperTeach coupled with the cyber optics. It is, again, fault tolerant to be able to handle that type of thing.
Absolutely. So let me share with you guys something we did a few years back. We were at a trade show and we were trying to think of what's something cool we could do that gives away prizes and lets people get involved in our machine. So we thought of this thing called the WhisperTeach Challenge. We had a little game controller, and we had people come up to the machine and try to do it the old-fashioned way. Try to teach by looking down in the pocket and trying to figure out where that thing is. And we really warned people, hey, you don't want to crush the device. So most people, when they did this, they did it a little too high, and there's the zero height right there. So most people taught a little too high, which can cause misalignment errors. With our system's not so bad, but when you teach too low, it can cause micro cracks, which can actually cause oxidation in the field, which is really, really bad, because you don't want bad things happen in the field after the green light has come on. So as the video continues, that was something fun. Just as a comparison, here's a human hair, which is about 60 microns thick. Human eye can see down to about 40 microns, which is not very good. And WhisperTeach is able to get down to that 15 microns, which is really, really important. And it's really important. Why, Colin?
Well, modern pick and place machines, even our competition, they have very repeatable machines. But if you teach the process incorrectly, you're going to continue to repeat that error over and over and over. And that's going to result in poor quality, perhaps sockets that wear out too soon, and worst case, as Scott had mentioned, maybe a latent failure in the field. And look, we're dealing with customers who expect Six Sigma quality. And that's why we really believe that this type of combination of the cyber optics on the fly, the accuracy and repeatability of the system as a whole at 15 microns, and the WhisperTeach feature is not even an option. So that's why it's incorporated in all three of our automated machines.